what Shift is it's 12 courses. We're going to have it Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9 to 10, over the next 4 weeks. You're welcome to come to what you can. I recommend coming to all. It's going to give you strategies and tactics for coming up the market that's coming. All right? So we've been talking about shifting market for how long now? Who's been here for a while and heard me talk about this for a while?
At least 2 months, 3 months.
A couple of years, to be honest, right? So the great thing about predicting shifts is if you predict them long enough, you'll always be right, because the market will always shift. So historically, how long has our economic recovery been going on? Who knows?
5 to 7 years.
14 years?
Closer to 14, right? When did the last shift happen? What year?
07.
07. When did it start?
Like 05-ish.
06 it started to really tank,
Yeah.
right? And then it shifted pretty heavy. It hit the ground about 2009 when it was really just plateaued. And we've been recovering since then, right? What year is it now? 2022. So who knows math? How long have we been in a recovery?
8 years.
13. We're realtors. We only know 3 and 6%. That's all we know. That's all we can do is 3 and 6%, guys. You're like, I could do 3% on 484,000 in 2 seconds. But you want to know 15 plus 3? I'm out. Okay, so we've been on the longest economic housing recovery in recorded history. So we were due for a shift already a few years back. We were saying, hey, it's probably going to happen. What happened in 2019? Who's been in real estate in 2019? What happened in 2019 about June?
Something called COVID.
Now it's 2020.
Yeah.
That was another fun experiment. We'll get there next.
Well, they were getting us ready for that, they didn't tell us.
What happened in 2019? Who remembers? The Fed did something. Give me hints.
No, they lowered the rates.
They raised the rates 3 times in a row within like 2 months. What happened to inventory? Skyrocketed. All right, we went from about 800 to 900 homes on the market to about 1,600. The whole market went, and everyone, oh no! And then what did they do? They got a lot of pressure from the president at the time. Fed lowered rates again. Everything continued on, right? Then what happened in 2020? COVID. We had an election, right? So typically in election years, no matter what, you won't see a big shift in the market because people are kind of seeing what happens, and Feds might raise rates, might lower rates. We never know exactly what's going to happen. But we had an election, right? And so we expected the market to shift after that election anyways, no matter what, no matter who won, no matter what was going on, we expected that market to shift either which way. So we expected that to happen, but then what happened? We had COVID, right? We really thought the good market was going to come crashing down and they locked down the government, but what did the government do? They gave away a bunch of money. Everyone was at home, we're like, you know what? Screw this house, I want a bigger one, right? The market went crazy. Prices rose, what, 20% over a 2-year period? They skyrocketed, they ballooned, right? So what's happening right now? What's going on in our market?
It's still inflation.
Inflation's going
Well,
rampant.
the rates are going up. There's more houses coming on the market.
More houses going on the market.
Yeah. And,
Do we all agree that the shift is happening?
yes.
Do I need to go into like why? I've talked about it a lot. You come to our team meetings. We've been talking about this for months, right? The shift is happening, right? How far are we going to fall? No one knows. No one knows for sure. Is it going to be a dramatic pop? Who knows? Probably not. Maybe. We'll see, right? Doesn't matter. This class, guys, is to prepare us for the next 6 months to a year to 18 months down the road to really get us prepared to be in the best position to move forward, okay?
Okay.
So the main idea is, for today, we're going to be perspective. So also, guys, we have a booklet in front of you, and if you follow along with the slides, it'll tell you the course page on the bottom. There's a lot of reading in there, and we do not have enough time to go through and read each page. Take these books home if you want to read more on the topics or ask questions. I want this to be interactive. I don't want to preach. You know, I'm not here to preach the good word. I'm not qualified for that. So I will just give you guys interactive with the shift and what's going on. So I'd love you guys to interact with me with questions and stuff as we go along, okay? So today we're going to look at perspective on the market, opportunity mindset, mastering your skills, installing key systems, and get your butt in the game. Sound fair?
Yes.
Good. Mike got the handout for you all on Zoom. If you guys have questions on Zoom, raise your hand or jump in, say hi, and we will talk. All right, perspective. How is your market? People always need to buy or sell. Always. Always, 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 always. Doesn't matter what the market's doing, people will have to buy or sell, right? Markets always shift over time. Always. We've been 12 years going up. We're going to be coming down. Can someone help Roland figure out how to mute his phone?
Yeah. Sorry.
I got you, Roland. He just keeps making it go off. He's just trying to hit you.
It's all the leaks that are coming in.
Yeah, all the leads. Love it.
That new phone, I don't
A
even know
little
how to
switch
turn it
on the
on.
side.
Roland's
got the money
Turn it
card.
right on.
All right, so how's your market, right? So then change equals opportunity. Who's kind of excited about the shift? Why?
Get my buyer's offer accepted.
Get your buyer's offer accepted.
Yeah, that's true.
That'll be nice, right? It's been really tough. It's been really, really, really tough to get buyer's offers accepted. That's absolutely true. Who else?
I think it's a challenge.
Little challenge, what's
Career
coming up?
Experience, make you a better agent.
It will.
Yeah.
It'll absolutely make you a better agent, right? Right now, I love everybody's posts on Facebook. Sold 10,000 above asking in 2 days. Ooh, look at me. Like, you put it on the MLS, you need to take pictures. Shut up. Like, you did nothing to earn that,
Yeah.
right? It will be a challenge, right? Hey guys, it is exciting. There is an opportunity, but it also is scary because the truth is NAR expects about 400,000 agents to be out of the business by this time next year. 400,000, that's a third, almost a third of all agents, right? So the opportunity is there that there'll be less competition because we know when it gets tough, most people quit. And it's going to get tougher to buy and sell homes. It's going to be tougher to find buyers. Find buyers, it'll be easier to get them into them, but it'll be tougher to get them there, right? Is it tougher to get someone pre-qualified right now than it was last year?
Yes.
100%.
Right? Those interest rates aren't going to be coming down anytime soon. Inflation just came out at 9.1% again. What that means? Interest rates are going up again, right? The law of supply and demand. All right. So demand exceeds supply equals high prices. Basic economics. We all know that. What was the demand last year?
Sellers.
Demand was high, right? We had no supply. We had no supply. 300 homes on the market. That's insane. That's incredibly low. It's a month's inventory. Less than a month's inventory sometimes, some points, right? Really, really, really low supply. All right, when supply exceeds demand, what happens? Price cuts. I know a lot of you guys that were new in the last couple of years, you didn't know there was this thing where you could do on the MLS where you could actually go in there and lower the price of the home. And it would pop up and say, price cut. Now you're seeing 30 to 40 a day. That wasn't a thing before, right? So the prices are coming down because what? You can't list your home 20,000 above asking price and have 15 offers. Now you're listing a home and you're like, oh my God, I don't have any offers. It's been 10 minutes. Yeah, that's gonna happen, all right? So the basics of it, we get it, right? We get supply and demand. Pretty simple?
Yes, sir.
All right. So how does it work for real estate? How do we determine our supply and demand?
Absorption rate.
Here's the hint, it's on the board.
It's either a seller's market or a buyer's market.
So right, if we have less than 5 months supply of inventory, it's considered what, a seller's market. It's been a seller's market since 2011, right? Balanced market, between 5 and 7 months. And then a buyer's market, more than 7 months supply. How many homes do we sell in Gavar a month? On average. How many sides total? You guys need to know this. You're the economist of choice for your clients. You need to know what's going on. Typically around 500 on average. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but 500 range, all right? So if we need to be more in a buyer's market, how many homes do we need on the market? So those
Double.
those tricky math questions.
Like 2,500?
What's 500 times 7?
Oh.
35.
About 3,000 homes, 3,500 homes on the market.
3,500.
That would be a lot of homes, right? That would be quite a bit. So anywhere between, we consider in Antelope Valley, anywhere between 2,400 homes to be really on a buyer's market. All right, so just keep that in mind. Other factors, affordability index. Who knows what the affordability index is?
The average?
Everyone's like, gosh dang it, I thought there was gonna be no math. What is this? All right, so we have two major things that really impact our markets, right? Our supply, demand, how many homes we have on the market. Also the affordability index, how affordable is things, right? So your affordability index measures the financial ability to buy. An index of 100 equals a medium income family can purchase a medium priced home. Higher index means things are more affordable, okay? So here's an example. Here is Sample City, USA. Oh, that'd be funny. The median income is $69,300. The median home price, oh, wouldn't that be nice? $182,000. So what they do is they take the mortgage amount, so $182,000 less 20% down payment. That would be $146,000. The required income is 25% of the 146, so they need to make about $36,000 a year to be able to afford that home. So the affordability index is about at 190. So that means things are super affordable there for people to buy homes. Okay, make sense? Do you guys know what our medium income is here in the Antelope Valley? It's in the mid-70s, about 72, 73. That last time I looked, I think it was 2019, so it may have changed or influx, but that was when I was able to pull the data and find an answer, because it is kind of hard to find. So about 72, 73, all right? So we'll come back to that. So there's three ways to close the affordability gap, right? To make things more affordable for people. Either lower the home prices, increase borrowing power, either lower rates or more options, or increasing people's income. So what are two things that are not happening right now?
Rates coming down,
Rates are not coming down. Why will the Fed not lower rates?
because they want to stop inflation.
They have to stop inflation. They don't just want to, they have to. Right? Hyperinflation is one of the key things that could destroy democracy. It's in the history of time, hyperinflation has destroyed governments, right? Because if your money becomes worthless, things go bad. Make sense? So they have to. One thing the Fed could do, there's two things that the government could do. They could either legislate out of it, which is really hard, or they could raise rates, right? So what are they doing? They're raising rates. So increased borrowing power ain't happening. It's going the other way. What about increased income?
Not gonna happen.
That ain't happening, right? Everything is becoming more expensive. Everything. Hyperinflation is going on, everything's more expensive. So how can a company increase income when they're making less money right now? Make sense? Lowering home rates, home prices, that probably will happen, right? That will probably happen over time. So what impacts affordability and availability, right? So we have our macro, economic growth, inflation, interest rates. So inflation and interest rates are going crazy right now, and we're feeling that across the nation. Then metro, the population, employment, household income. Then micro, your neighborhood dynamics, property condition, and home prices, okay? It all affects the affordability index. So what's our affordability index? So this is on page 15. Oh, 13.
Yeah, it should go 50.
Wow, that's a liar. Page 13. All right. So what's our medium income?
72, 73.
Let's do 70. Let's do 75, just because it's been a couple of years since I think that was pulled. What's our medium price?
450.
Is it 40?
You just said like
539?
You guys don't know?
It's 5.
Who knows?
That's
Last
much
time I
of
checked was
489. That was for the month or for year to date. We want to go year to date. Because if you look at Gavar for the month, it'll tell you the median of that month.
Oh.
You want to go over to the other side to the year to date to see what's our average right. So what's our consensus? Who went to my lore meeting last month when I went over it?
470?
Close.
489.
475.
And the winner.
And the winner is, I don't remember off the top of my head, I have to look too.
469 or something.
The funny thing is, I don't remember my Flex password, I'm not gonna be able to get it.
They make you change it every 3 weeks, so. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's go with that. My memory tells me it was right around 469, 470, but that was from, I could be off by a little bit. But let's do 470 to be safe. All right, so what's 470? What's 20%, less 20% of 470? So 470 times 0.20, whatever that answer is, minus 470. So you take off 99,000? So 94? So, okay, 470 minus 94,000, what is that?
376.
376, so put 376 there. So now we need the required income, you need 25% of 376. What's 25% of 376?
94.
94,000. Okay? So our median income is what? 75, we said? We're gonna divide that by 90, what was it, 96?
94.
94? And then we're gonna multiply that by 100. What's our affordability index at?
79.78.
79. All right, so does that mean things are affordable where we live?
No.
Can the average person buy a home?
No.
Is that a problem?
Yes.
So we're excited to get those buyers accepted, but when they can't afford the home, it's gonna be hard. So what direction do we see the prices going?
Yeah.
There it is. So y'all know the affordability index. Look at that. Can't say you didn't learn something.
2007, we just got corrupt lenders. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so what are buyers and sellers thinking? What are they thinking right now? So, who thinks the media has a strong role in what people believe? It's just ask, like you, this is, okay, I'm not gonna get political, so let's not get too crazy with this, but I'm gonna say something that's kind of political. Typically, I could tell people's beliefs on, let's just say COVID for an example, depending on what news source they were listening to, because they're drastically different, right? So the media has a massive impact on what people believe. Massive. What's the media saying right now about the economy?
It's falling.
Yeah.
The
Recession.
bubble is bursting.
So what are people believing right now?
Massive recession.
Home market's gonna crash.
Everything's gonna crash. Ah! Right? We're all gonna fall off the cliff. So the media has a massive impact on what people are believing. If you're not paying attention to what the media is saying,
And I came back,
yep.
and Mark was like, "What?"
No.
Don't worry, Mary, I got you. We don't know what Mark's talking about. All right. So the media has a very massive. So the media has a massive impact on what people believe. If you're not paying attention to both channels, whatever channel you're not watching, to seeing what they're saying, you're missing out what people are believing, right? Are you the economist of choice for our local area? Okay, so it doesn't matter if they're watching Fox News or CNN, doesn't matter. They should be asking you, right? But they're not. Or are they? We'll get to that. Sellers' belief, inflated sense of value. Have you guys gone to listing appointments and people are getting a little crazy still? House is worth 400. I think I could get 6. The market's crazy right now, right? So what will come, what will be probably the future is they might think they can't sell for what they need or they want. Or they can sell as is, they don't have to do anything, they're gonna get multiple offers, we don't gotta fix anything, right? Marketing and open houses will sell it. Just do better marketing. You just market it better. No, it's overpriced. Price sells the homes. Here's the truth of real estate. Price sells the homes. Your marketing is just to find more buyers and sellers. Not that special, right? No. If they can't afford the payment, they will lose their home to foreclosure, right? Sellers might be nervous about that, but they might not know about short selling options, right? Things stopped working. All right, buyers' beliefs. Values may continue to go down. Plenty of time to look and buy. Sellers will take almost any offer, wait for more homes to come on the market, may not be able to get a loan. Great time to invest in real estate, right? These are some of the buyers' beliefs. These are what they're thinking. Anything jump out there?
Value is going down.
Plenty of time to look at that. So it would take almost any offer?
Everything's.
Everything. Right? So the media is going to play a major role in what they're hearing. And when it comes to your clients asking these questions, like really, like a lot of these questions are great questions, and learning and seeing where they're coming from is great. For example, it's a great time to invest. Yeah, I think if you're going to long term, I think yes. Every time's a great time to invest. JD knows it. Any time to invest in real estate, if it's long term, is good. If you invested in the top of the market in 2005, guys, you did good. If you held it this long, right? It might have felt terrible in 2007 and 2008, but if you held it this long, it all comes back, right? All right. Getting the most out of this experience. So guys, when you guys are doing any Keller Williams event, any type of thing, we typically have 3 types of participants going through this process, right? We got the prisoner. Has to be here. Doesn't want to be here. Doesn't know why they're here, but they're here. They don't engage. They spend class time catching up on their emails. Escapes by spending time on their phone in the hall. Holds on to limiting beliefs. Multitask. Picks fights with the trainer and other participants that don't agree. If you're going to be this, now's your time to exit. You won't hurt my feelings. Just get the hell out of here. Just kidding. No, seriously, please. Vacationer. This is where I think a lot of people fall, and that's okay. The vacationer. A day in training is better than a day at the job or lead generating, creating opportunities. They spend as much time chatting as listening. They're to have fun, distract the class with the relevant comments, return late from breaks and lunches. We're not going late break, we're not that long. Not purposeful in their learning goals. Oh my God, spends the day on their smartphone texting and checking Facebook and isn't paying attention. So a lot of times, guys, we do have a lot of vacationers because we don't want to go lead generate and do all these other things. So like, hey, I'll come to a class instead. Really, guys, we're looking for the explorers, excited and curious about new knowledge, skills, and tools. I'm running into stuff. They will discover in class. Listen attentively, then participate fully in discussions and exercises, ask meaningful questions and contributing to compelling ahas, arriving to class on time, adopts posture of acceptance, takes notes, respects the different learning styles and opinions of others, okay? So circle that explorer when you're coming to a class. If you're going to be coming to this class for continued time over the next 4 weeks, make sure you got your explorer hat on and come in here to participate. All right, the opportunity mindsets. All right, so back in 2019, or September 11th, 2001, right after 9/11, Gary Keller wrote a paper titled "When Markets Shift: 6 Truths to Consider," and it's still relevant, definitely, guys, for today. So we're gonna go over the 6 truths. First truth, your mindset, right? Markets shift. It's a way of life. All right. Markets are always in transition. Always. It's a myth to believe. Sorry, I get distracted super easy with phones ringing. The market is the market. Agents succeed in all markets, buyers, sellers, and neutral markets. It doesn't matter, there's going to be successful agents. Do you guys know this office was #1 in all of Keller Williams at one point? Of all the Keller Williams, 854 Keller Williams, we're #1. Bigger than Texas Southwest, which is the founding hub. You know when that was? 2012. What market was 2012?
It was recovering from the recession.
REO market, baby.
No.
We had some REO giants. Jason Chapman, Steve Burton, Leslie, Sam. They had REO accounts. Mark Chappell was telling me at one time I think he closed 300 transactions that year. Yeah. There's opportunity in that market. Guys, why did Steve Burton and Marvin McKinnon go spend a ton of time at REO conventions this last year?
Coming back, getting ready.
Were they around the last time?
No.
Did they make a crap ton of money? Right?
I remember Marvin had 64 escrows at one time.
Yeah.
Jason told us he used to carry like 187,000 just in rehab and double bag,
Yeah.
just for rehabs.
Just for rehabs. It was hard, really hard time during then. They made a lot of money, but it was really hard, and you had to carry a lot of cash to withhold the house being fixed up before the bank would refund you. And if you screwed up and didn't turn in your receipts at a certain time, you were screwed. A lot of them learned hard lessons, but there was opportunity in that time, right? Down markets tend to have fewer great deals, and those that are sell faster. I thought that was interesting. Up markets equal proactive and reactive lead generation, right? Right now, lead generation, proactive and reactive work, but in down markets, only proactive lead generation works. Please write that down. Yes.
What exactly is proactive lead generation?
That's a great question. Who wants to answer that? Who knows?
Cold calling, open houses,
Go and get it.
door knocking.
Wait for your phone to ring doesn't work as well in a down
Oh,
market.
I got it.
So proactive lead generation, door knocking, getting out there, being very specific with the ads you're running, hitting people. Are reactive lead generation might be more of waiting for you send out something to your
Somebody call you
database,
up,
hoping
like
someone
that.
calls,
Yeah,
stuff like that,
Got it.
right? Putting up like more marketing things, for example, you put up a billboard. Not as successful in the down market. In up market, everyone's looking, right? It does work. We always say we're prospecting based, marketing enhanced. And during a down market, you gotta be very proactive in your lead generation. All right, that makes sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Market shift equals new strategies required. Make no mistakes, guys. You're gonna have to shift your strategies. Who was running first-time buyer seminars the last 2 years? No one, right? Why? Ain't nobody wanted to work with a first-time buyer that needed help with closing costs. Right? Do you see an opportunity for first-time buyers in the next year?
Yes.
How come you guys aren't running first-time buyer seminars?
That's what I'm saying.
Who's stopping you? You have a training room right here. Use it. Adopt opportunity mindset. Knowing that the opportunity's out there, you just have to go find it. You notice that Keller Williams, if you've ever read anything KW, if you've read Gary Keller's book, if you've read anything, it always starts with mindset. Having a mindset wrapped around the fact that this is going to be more difficult than it was in the past 6-7 years, you need to go out there and realize that's a great opportunity for you to go out there and get it, right? Seek only motivated buyers and sellers. Price ahead of the market. Do not chase the market. The market always comes down, right? If you're putting the house on the market for the value that it's at worth today and it starts going down, you're not going to get the offers that you need. Then you're going to lower the price to where the market's at. As it continues to go down, you chase the market down. Put the house on the market where it's going. If the house is worth $500,000, listed at $490, $489, $479, right? Before it gets there. Multiple offers that direction. Make condition of listing stand out, right? If you've got a nice home, guys, and you're not using professional photography and highlighting those great areas, in the MLS, we just changed the rule where you do not have to have the outside of the property is the first picture. If the outside of your property is just kind of garbage with dead grass, don't use that as your main picture, guys. People are looking on Zillow. All this, if you have a beautiful, gorgeous, amazing pool, and in the middle of where we live when it's 110 degrees, take that picture. You're allowed to do that now. You do have to put the front of in the first 5 pictures, though. You're welcome, by the way. I fought for that at MLS.
When did they change that?
Last month. In the MLS committee. Get involved with your local MLS student, help with these rules. I'm not going to take all the credit. I was just the yay on that vote. It was me. I'm just kidding. You guys weren't there. I could totally lie. Marvin was there. I do tell you I'm full of crap. But anyways, motivate buyers with a sense of urgency. Why is that important right now?
Rates are going up.
They felt good. They were good at 400 last week. Those rates jump up again. They ain't good again.
Yep.
Right? Lock in those rates. Qualify and convert quick leads quickly, guys. Speed to the lead, speed to the lead, speed to the lead. You get a lead that's coming in from some online platform. If you're not connecting with it within the first 2 minutes, you lost. Somebody else did. Okay? Speed to the lead. 3, market shifts equal new strategies required. This is continued. Catch and convert leads on the web. If you're not doing that, you're missing out. You guys have a command platform if you're a KW agent, and you can put an ad out there in 2 seconds with your listing. The All-Star team is doing that. They had to turn off their ads because they had too many ads and leads coming in. They take work. They don't just say, oh, I'm gonna sell a home. You gotta, call them a bunch, but they do pan out. Bulletproof your transactions all the way to closing. I did bulletproof your transaction last week at the office meeting. Make sure you're taking advantage of that. Find out where the market is and get in it. Do more with less. That's gonna be a big one for people that are running a decent business right now. It's time to cut expenses. Do more with less. People are gonna have to step it up during this time. Learn alternative financing options. Guess what? 0% loans are gonna be coming back. Why did the banks get rid of all those great deals? Because they made the most they've ever made on refinancing homes the last couple of years. Who's refinancing right now? Nobody. What are banks gonna do? They're gonna get creative, right? So keep in touch with what's going on with the banks. What offers are they lending? What can you do with the lender? Create your own little offer that you can then put out. All right, opportunity mindset, the theory of equilibrium. Seller's market equals agent count increase. This is true. Buyer's market means agent count decrease. There's a big opportunity for those with stamina, skill, and adapt to improve their business practices. I'm going to come to that in a second and show you why it's a big opportunity. When markets shift downward, time to reach equilibrium is unknown. Myth, wait it out and it'll be over soon. Truth, face the market and adapt as needed. Commitment, consistency, and reduce expenses. That's what it's going to take. Guys, what's the longest recession that we've ever been in as a country? Time period. Anyone know?
1940.
Recorded that we have the data to represent. We don't have it from then to the exact start and stuff because we counted it a different way. But that would be the answer. But in the longest we've ever been, what is we considered a recession? First, let's get that established. What does the government consider that the United States is in a recession?
The growth of
The GDP, gross domestic products are down 2 quarters in a row. Last quarter we were negative. This quarter is looking like we're negative. So we're going to be in a recession, right? The longest recession ever recorded that we have is 18 months.
1982.
So in 18 months, the recession, the GDP actually went positive again, right? That was actually in the 2007, end of 2006, 2007, into 2008, it started to come up, right? GDP turned around, right? So you're looking at the United States, as you're seeing a turnaround of that. So if you get tight for 18 months and are strategic with your money, and I've been preaching this for a while, not to offend anybody that's in here, if you have bought a new car, awesome. But please, while the getting is good, pay down your debts, put some money away. Make sense? Question?
Do you have any data or knowledge on the time period it takes from the recession to officially start to when,
The housing market?
no, not the housing market, but more like the public becomes aware of it and starts to feel it?
So that's interesting that you say that, because if you look back in 2006 when it actually happened, right? The public starts to feel it, but you saw signs, and then in 2007 it really kind of hit, and it was I don't know, 6 months where you could really feel it. The housing market followed drastically, right? But it was the signs were there, everything slowed down. You know, it was quite dramatic after that. Will that look every time? I don't know. I don't have the exact number for you, but we just keep an eye on it and see what happens. And we see that we're there. And then what does that mean for everybody else? We'll see. Okay, in a downshift, it's time for all hands on deck. That means if you have a team and you have an assistant, it's time for them to start lead generating, right? Everyone's prospecting, converting appointments to contracts. Everyone's keeping high accountability of costs. Everyone has to be on board with that. Negotiations be at top of the priority, transaction is bulletproof, and customer service is at the highest level possible. Your role is an opportunity warrior. If you guys have questions, jump in. I'm just really cognitive of the time because this is a lot to go through in an hour. So if you have questions and I'm just rambling on, please jump in and we'll spend some time on that.
I just just wondering, like, some of this stuff is not on our paperwork,
Yeah.
so.
As you go through it, so we're on page about 21.
22.
So it's just right before the page. So 21, the page is, what are your thoughts about the 6 truths? Recap some of the messages that resonate with you. So they're somewhat, I mean, unless mine is different than your guys's and they print the wrong one.
It's not,
This one?
it's not the same.
You didn't get the, was page 19 and 18, the market shifts, they're all the same way. It was just a page on that, on 18. 19 is number 2 and number 3. Number 20 is number 4 and number 5. Yeah?
Yes.
It's close enough.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's close enough. I'm just going through it, kind of, it's narrowing it down. There's a lot to read in here. Like I said, if you want more on the point, you can highlight where I'm going over and you can come back and it gives a more definition. This is normally a couple hours class and, hey, we ain't got time for that. All right, so give me some recaps on those 6 truths. Anything that stuck out to you?
Get back to the prospecting of the business
Just get back to the prospecting,
and fill your pipeline.
fill in that pipeline.
We're 3 months out, we have 16.
Proactive.
So my, when I was reading through this, the market shift new strategies required, if you give yourself time just to think of what the market's coming, you really can come up with some strategies I think will be beneficial, right? We know what's coming, what's looming, we can see it. So how do we go get those people, right? If it, for example, if it's short sales, if you think a lot of people got in over their heads and the market does shift and jobs get tight, well, how do we become the short sell specialist in our area? How do you start marketing that now? How do you start becoming that person, right? Maybe take a class. Maybe you start learning the short sell process. You start advertising yourself as that person if you believe that's coming, right? REOs. How do I get REO accounts? We all want an REO account.
Go to resident,
Yeah, and then do what?
pay a membership.
Yes. There's also, right, you could get in and start trying to do the BPOs. They're not paying anybody to do those. If they do those for free, they want to see how your reports look. If you do those at a high level, you're in the favor of an asset manager, maybe. Someone's going to do it. Could be you, if you want to go after it at a high level, right? So start thinking that direction of what you can do with the market that's coming as an opportunity.
Reach out to your investors also.
Investors.
Reach out to your investors.
It's time to get those investors ready. Become an investor. Right? You're gonna see some opportunities, maybe some good cash flow that you might be able to take advantage of. Maybe somebody bought a rental property that they got in a little bit over their heads with or don't want to do. I don't know. There's gonna be opportunity out there though, right? And you have to feel which direction you wanna go. Okay, so we're on page 22 on here. And we're going to be going over your role as an opportunity warrior. Opportunity is a situation or condition favorable for attainment of a goal. A warrior, one who engages aggressively or energetically and actively cause or conflict. All right? So how do you become an opportunity warrior? Have a plan and know what you should be doing at all times. Know your strengths, leverage them, and execute them. So let me ask you, if you're terrified to be on the phone, you're not good at it, it's not your strength, should you be a master of going after expired listings?
No.
I mean, if you want to learn the skill and really try to focus on it and accomplish it, great. Start practicing now. If you know that's not your strength, should you be spending the next 3-4 months preparing for that? If you're great on the phone, should you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great opportunity. Expireds already happened. Jason's killing it on expireds right now. Where's Jason?
On Zoom.
He's not even in here.
Crossman.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
prospecting right now. He's doing a great job on those. He's getting ahead of the game. He's learning his scripts quite a bit. All right? Delegate tasks you do less well. Delegate those stuff that you don't, that just takes up your time you're not great at, right? Especially if you have a team, if you have other people that you can help delegate to that too. Opportunity warrior affirmations. So you guys all heard Tom Paul's team before we came in here yelling like lunatics, right? So I have a story about this that you probably have heard if you've heard me a while, but I'm going to retell it anyways. When I was new at Keller Williams, I was sitting out at, we used to have an open area right here where we could sit. And I was in early one morning, and there was an office to my right, the last office on the right, and this young guy had this window up and he had his nose and he'd mark them off. And I was in there one morning and he's screaming at the top of his head. And he's like, I am the best real estate agent. I'm like, this guy's a nut. Like he was screaming. And he's like, I am a market maker. I create my own market. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like he's a nut job. I was really like, I was freaked out a little bit. Well, 3 days later was our quarterly awards. I go sit down at quarterly awards, and number one, Thomas Palaskis, and this was a quarter, and it was like $280,000, and I'm like, that's the nut. And he went up there, and he got his award, and I'm like, huh. So that next day I'm in here in the morning like, I am an opportunity warrior, right? And so if you guys were here and Diana Kokoska was here, and she was talking about mindset and speaking into your seeing the vision and casting what you want to be and speaking it into existence and how that works and stuff like that. And I always thought it was kind of strange. And then I realized there's actually studies and science behind it about how your brain works and how it creates opportunities if you're looking for it and helps you see the opportunities that you would otherwise not see. So there is something to it. So having affirmations, having your mindset ready in the morning really does make a difference. All right? Tom Paul's living down by the beach right now, running a team out here, driving out once a week. And his team's going to do over $1 million in GCI again this year. All right? So this is cool. Gain market share in a slow market. Maintain your volume equals increased market share. So what this means here is, right now, let's say you have 20% market share. And your market dwindles, but you're able to keep your 20% sales volume of your market share. Right? Because the market comes down, you get that, you maintain it, and the market comes down again and you still do the same volume. So meaning if you do 40 transactions when the market's great, the market shrinks, but you still do 40 transactions, you have more of the volume overall. Make sense? Mm-hmm. If it shrinks again, and you maintain 40, now you have a lot more market share. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Basically, you're taking other agents that are falling out of the business and deals and maintaining your market share. Well, what happens when the market starts to shift? You had 50% of the market. Those buyers and sellers are now referring you the business. As the market goes up, you maintain 50% of the market share, but now in a bigger market. And it continues to go up, your market share continues to grow. That makes sense?
Yes.
So here's another drawing. Here is the market. People on Zoom can see this. Mike, will you make me? Never mind, I got it. Here is the market, right? There it is, up and down. Here's real estate agents and home builders. That's what happens, right? Real estate agents lag behind the market, and the market gets better more and more and more and get into it. We've had more real estate agents ever in the recorded history of ever right now. Like 1.6 million? 1.6 million in NAR, right? Well, I think we're about here. Right? So we have a ton of new people coming in, ton of real estate agents, ton of people to compete against. Well, guess what happens? Is they all fall out when the market, I should do this a little smaller. When the market starts to come down and rebound, those agents chase behind, they come down and rebound up, but as the market shifts and you survive that downfall, you have way less competition and be able to take market share through that. Keller Williams has grown tenfold every single market shift that we've ever had because we've been very good at preparing agents, preparing people for what's coming. And so we're more prepared and other people lose a ton of agents. We still lose people, but we lose a lot less. And when the market comes back up, we now have a huge market share advantage over them. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So it's an opportunity for you, as long as you prepare and do the right stuff to stay in business, to take market share and then keep it forever. Okay? Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mastering your skills. I'm gonna have to go a little bit faster, but that's okay. So mastering your skills. Focus on the basics. Assess your skills and look for ways to improve. Keep up your education. Be a student of the market. Be a great communicator. Lead generate or opportunity create, whatever you want to call it, 3 hours a day. Talk competently with sellers about pricing. Motivate buyers to buy. Convert leads to appointments. So we're going to go through each one of these. Assess your skills. Know your market. How many houses are on the market? 900 something. A year ago from today, how many homes were on the market? 304, 310?
17.
So what percentage is that of increase in homes on market year over year? 250, 280%? It's a lot, right? Actually, you guys did good. You did that pretty well. So assess your skills now. You know your market, kind of do. Did you know that, by the way? Ask yourself the question. Could I be more diligent about prospecting?
Yes.
We all know that's true, right? We all know that's true. We all could be better about prospecting and going out there and finding business. I have tried other sources for leads. Can I recite my scripts for objections that buyers and sellers may throw at me? I'd like to list with you, but not for 6%. I see a sign that does it for $3,900. Can you lower your commission?
No.
Okay, well, I'll go with them. Thanks.
So are you okay with getting discount results?
Maybe. What's the difference? What do you do?
I can market it. I can see now. I don't like talking it over.
At least, right? You have a plan of where you're going, right? You know the script that you're going to use in those objections. If you have no idea, what do? Okay. Hey, look, I've taken listings lower, right? We all have. It's okay. And if you master those skills, there might be able to at least pump some of that back up, right? Does my direct response messaging make an intriguing offer to generate more immediate responses? Who of you are doing a mofer? A mofer.
Send it up.
What's a mofer? You make an offer for me, immediate response. What are you offering your clients? What can you do to get people to respond to you? If you did a Facebook ad, what could you do?
Closing costs.
Oh, we'll get your closing costs covered. That's a mofer, right? You might get people to respond to that. So you can get creative in having a direct mail to a neighborhood, right? Direct mail campaign. What is yours that makes yours stand out? What are you offering them that gets them to respond? I don't have too much time to spend on all of it because we're out of time. We'll get out of time. All right. Keep up your education. Rebecca Rivers, top-selling agent and partner with the successful Rivers team in Tallahassee, Florida, closed more than 250 transactions in 2007, despite being an extremely rough market. During her first power session of lead generation 3612.3, she realized that she was the one who benefited most from the class. She was re-energized to learning at least one new concept to put into practice immediately. Guys, Rebecca Rivers has one of the biggest teams in all of Tallahassee, Florida. Gene Rivers is her husband. Gene Rivers is in our region doing Quantum Leap, and I've told many of you about it, and only 4 people have signed up, and you're missing out because he's amazing. You could go in person and go to that class on Porter Ranch on Friday, or you could sign up for the digital version, which I don't know if it'll be as great, and on Zoom maybe it will be, but I wouldn't miss it. So keep an eye out, guys. We pushed that out to the office many times. His wife is in the educational piece. They're pretty big people. Keller Williams, super awesome people that have done a ton of deals. They were completely broke after a hurricane wiped out their everything. Had no money in real estate, and they got back into it and joined Keller Williams. Great story. Anyways, done preaching on that. Go to that. Be a lifelong learner. Become a teacher, coach, or mentor. When you cut expenses, don't cut education. Use education to plug in and grow. Right? So on the next page, there's events and dates coming up. For the first event, I would say go to Quantum Leap on Friday. That's what I would put on there. Because Quantum Leap is Gary Keller's foundation of what he taught that built Keller Williams. Really some good stuff in there. It's one of my favorite classes I've ever taken. There's a misconception. We do offer Quantum Leap for young adults. This is not the young adults. This is the normal version. Right? We also have Quantum Leap for high schoolers. That is not this version, right? That's another version that we offer for younger kids. This is meant for adults. So put some events in there. What things you can go to plug in education to grow, right? We have our kids that we push to do things like finish school, go to college, continue learning. And yet we don't hold ourselves to that same standard at all. We're like, I went to college, I know everything I need to know. You need to learn crap in college, come on. You know what I learned in college? How to manipulate data to make a point across to pass a paper. That's what I learned in college. Yeah.
And girls.
Girls. Yeah, well, I was kind of getting married at that time, so. All right. Be a student of the market. Know your market statistics and what's happening in your local market. Know where the best buys are, the properties that are priced well in great condition. Know all the housing in close proximity to your listings, sold, pending, everything about it. Be a student. This is an everyday commitment. Data is your friend. Know where to find it. Know both the national and local statistics. Use graphics to share what you know. Know the best buys, know the status of homes, all that good stuff. Where can you find that stuff? Next page has a whole spot where you can go look. Guys, Gabar is your friend. Here's a cheat. Next page, Bruce Hardy, Regional Director, Top Producing Agent, Spokane, Washington. He's also from Australia. He's got a great accent. He compiled his market numbers to report the Total Market Overview. He created a Total Market Overview. If you click on that website, it's still up, and he shows you how to do it. The offers are the following report along with video demonstration and downloadable scripts that you can model to communicate important information to your buyers and sellers. Here's a hack.
Sorry, Garrett.
I think it's.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you repeat the page that you just said to
Page 33 at the top of the page. At the top of the page. Here's a hack if you want to be a student of the market. The first of every month, you put on your calendar 2 hours of lead generation. You create a marketing report. You film it, or you write it, you type it, you post it on your website. If you're a KW agent, you have a website, there's a spot you can put blogs. You post it on social media, you post it on wherever you want, or create a video and record it, however you want to do it, and send it out. What does this do?
Shows everyone that you're the expert.
It makes you be the expert because you look at it every month. And you keep putting it out there. Over and over. Give yourself a template. You have your buyer's outlook, your seller's outlook, what's going on in the market. Like, I don't know. Go to Gabar, go and Flex, take the screenshot of the graph, put it on there. Right? The next page, a picture is worth 1,000 words. You could grab a graph explain what the absorption rate means. Explain what the listings price to sales price means and where it's at and where it's going. Take the words that I say, record me, and just go type it up if you're not comfortable doing it. And then I'm going to sue you for plagiarism. Because if you sue me, then someone's going to sue me because I just stole it from them. That's how it works, guys. All right. So, be the media. We talked about the strength of the media, right? This is one of the biggest things that you guys can take away, is be the media. Be the homeowner, the economist of choice in our area, right? Create the media in your area. You have more platforms than ever before to go be that person. Just do it live. Go live and say, hey, let's see what's going on. Run the report. Say your thoughts. Be the media. The Kuiper team at Denver, Colorado says the media in this market seldom got it right. They are not in tune with the local MLS, yet their message is always what the buyers and sellers and other medias and other agents believe. There's a great opportunity for you to set the record straight and be seen as a local economist of choice. Right? So where do you get your data? Go to Flex. Go to Google, type in something. You'll be crazy with the results. A lot of times people ask me, like, hey, where did you learn? How did you know that? I'm like, I typed it in Google. Shh. Don't tell my secrets. All right, the next page, on page 36, you see the number of homes on the market statistics. What if you went through and just filled this out? Did it once a month, once a week? Page 36. No.
36.
36. What if you went and filled it out?
You would know the market better.
You know the market better. Make yourself an Excel spreadsheet, put it in there. It makes you know the numbers. Gotta know the numbers. Be a great communicator. Seek first to understand. Ask, listen, and validate your understanding. Study and practice scripts. Leverage script knowledge through conversation skills. Communicate with your clients faithfully, relieving their stress of yours, right? Ask questions, listen, validate what you heard. Remessage. Evaluate every message you are putting out. Are your message driving prospects to you? For example, for sellers, we sell a home in half the time. We sell a home for X, right? People that they want to sell quickly because they're scared of the market collapsing. We sell homes fast. JD's trying a MOFR right now for your home sold in 72 hours guaranteed, right? They'll come in with an offer. It's a low offer. I mean, shoot, they'll get someone to buy it at that price, right? If you came to somebody with a good enough offer in this office, like, I don't know anyone could buy it. You're in an office with 420 investors. There's someone in here who will buy it. Go talk to me. You got a good deal, right? There's a lot of people that will buy it. Message for buyers. Call the 10 best buys. Move into your dream home. Call the list for foreclosure properties. Free MLS home search. Think of what you could put out there that might drive people to want to get that information. Speak confidently about pricing with sellers. Know the market facts. Be truthful and test their understanding of what you've said. Use bottom line or net approach. Let them vent their emotions, remain calm, discuss financing options that might be offered. I'm going through this quickly, guys, because I'm almost out of time. And we're getting there to the end. Motivate buyers to buy. Make offers that generate immediate response. That's a MOFR. Understand overcoming fear with scripts. Educate them about opportunities. Then, lead generate 3 hours a day, minimum. It's no longer mail, just wait for that phone to ring, guys. It's going to be a lot less likely someone's just going to pick up the phone and call you to sell their home. You're going to have to figure out what you're going to do for 3 hours a day. I think a lot of people take lead generation like, I hate the phones, I'm not going to call. It's not what it means. Create opportunities for at least 3 hours a day, whatever that works for you. Some of you, it might be open houses. Some of you might be door knocking. Some of you might be cold calling. Some of you might be sphere of influence. Some of you might be blogging. Some of you might be doing videos. Some of you might be doing social media at a high level. Whatever you do, you need to do it at a high level. You can't do nothing. And if whatever you're doing is not working, time to switch. All right? I remember when I was brand new, the team leader at the time was Rob. And he walked by me and was like, hey, what are you doing that's working for you? I said, well, to be honest, I'm doing I did the cold calling thing and I'm doing the door knocking thing and it's not, but I'm doing really good at open houses. He's like, well, stop doing the other things and just do open houses. And I was like, that's really smart. God, this guy's good, right? I was beating my head against the door cold calling for a couple hours a day. And I didn't enjoy it, but I was like, I don't know what else to do. Better than doing nothing, right? Better than doing nothing. Instead, I just did 3 open houses in a week. You can do open houses on the weekdays, guys. People do come in. Okay, install key systems. Gotta be fast. Sorry, guys, you're gonna have to stay with me for a couple extra minutes. If you have somewhere to go, things you want to fit me if you have to go.
Is this being recorded?
I don't know. Yes. Install key systems. So we should be on. All right. Be efficient and effective. Systemize everything. Review everything you do with the critical eye. So there's a saying that in good times, mediocrity.
Got you.
Hey, I've never proclaimed to be like some great, guy with words. Okay? I barely got through school. All right, I don't know how I'm here. You guys are crazy. Okay, so they say mediocrity in good times is hidden, in bad times it is risen. So you will see who here in this office, who here out there in the world of real estate is just okay, right? And they probably won't make it. So it's time to focus on those activities with a critical eye and seeing what you're doing in your daily business to make sure you are not average. Average agents might not make it. Are you average?
No, sir.
Most of us don't have average, we don't consider ours average, but we give less than average effort. Right? Okay, be efficient and effective. Rethink how you use your work with people. Restructure as needed. Increase accountability. So this is more especially if you have a team, right? If you have a team and you are paying more for something that you think that might not be needed as much, right? things like that. What can we do to restructure, make these people work? On page 43, real quick, I did want to hit this. Website. If you guys aren't using your website at a high level, you're missing out. You're given a website. How can we generate leads from our website today?
Post,
Post what? Why would I click on it?
market information.
Market information, I might click. What about if you did this? You go in your website and you search for, on the west side, pool homes. You make that a requirement. At the top, it's going to give you a URL. You copy that URL, right? You could go to these other, there's a thing called Bitly where you can shorten the URL or just keep it long. Who cares? And you post on places. Check out all the west side pool homes that are currently for sale in the Antelope Valley. Someone clicks. Where do they end up?
Your website.
Your website. How many homes can they look at before they have to leave their information? One. Then the next home they click on, it goes, please leave your information. Name, phone number, email.
Wait, how do you do that? Go to your website, get the pool home.
Go to your website, create a search. I used to do this nonstop, and I would go on all the free, all the free buy and sell homes, AV, buy and sell Antelope Valley, all these free groups. And I would say, check out these pool homes. One time an agent called me like, hey, you're advertising my house? And I was like, oh, my bad. And I had to, change it real quick because I just grabbed the link and it would generate the house. I didn't care. I wanted people to go to my website. I sold houses this way. And they just clicked and they would be on my website and they'd give me their information. Then hey, I saw you're looking at pool homes. Just curious what you're looking for through email most of the time. Some people would respond, sometimes they didn't. But that's how I generated business that way, right? That's the MOFR that make the using my website. Your website's connected to your cell phone. If someone goes in there, it'll text you. You got a lead. You got a lead. So this is how you think different. You can't just use your website to say, hey, check this out. Nobody cares. What do they want? Everybody wants a pool home on the west side. It's everyone's dream home. That was my little thing I did. It worked. Try horse property. People like horses. Moving up. Moving down, getting out of California. Check out these homes in Idaho. Your website searches in Idaho, guys. And refer it. Sell their home. Everyone's moving to Idaho or Texas or Florida. Those are the 3 spots everyone's going. Just giving you ideas. So eEdge is now Command. That's just our old platform, so just skip that. Calendar tools, keep on task on time, and then process checklists to make sure you're getting things done. I'm going through this real quickly because we're out of time. Systemize everything. Don't necessarily change your strategy in the shifting market. Your activities can stay the same. What you need to do is change the methods and approach and the messages, right? So if you're still love being on the phone and you like prospecting on the phone every day for just souls, that's great. You might want to change that though to really dial in your prospecting skills, maybe on expireds. Get those scripts and dialogues down because we have more and more expired listings coming on every day. All right, lead generate, we talked about it. Expense management, we talked about it. Who's on your side, we talked about it. Skipping that. The last little part, guys, is get the game for you guys. So at the very end of this, go to page 52, 53.
Get in the game.
Get in the game.
Page 49.
Yeah, all that section. Well, past 49, you'll see it says 53. It says, check the boxes that indicate the responsible for these dollar-active activities. And at the bottom line, there's a spot where you could go to, there it is, action steps, 56. Go to 56. It says, your action plans. 1, I have no experience with this. 5, I'm an expert in this. And it gives you 10 questions. 10 questions. Go through that and put your rating. And then next to that, put an action step. So the first one, I understand the concept and causes of the market shifts. I rate myself a 3. So what's my action steps? All right, what can I do to understand the shifting market more? Or maybe I'll maybe do some research on Google, and I'm going to start researching some other people. I'll watch a couple YouTube videos of why did the market shift in the history, so I have a better understanding. Boom, there's my action step. What's number 2? I know the affordability index in my local market, or I know how to calculate it. What's your rating on that? You just did it. Did you guys already forget?
No.
We're a 5 if we remember how to do it. If we don't remember how to do it, go do it a couple times. So you remember how to do it. What's our affordability index at? 79. Guys, we did that like 45 minutes ago. Okay, I understand that I can gain market share in this market. Okay, what's your action steps to do that then? Right? So go through all those, read those, make that happen. So the first section of this, guys, today was really about getting thinking and really understanding what we're heading into. Each section we'll put out will have a different emphasis on what we're focusing on. So tomorrow's section, Mike, do you remember what it is off the top of your head? I think it's really getting to know your numbers at a high level. Something like that. I can't remember. Let me see what it says at the end.
Find out tomorrow.
We'll find out tomorrow. It'll be the excitement. So let's share some ahas. You guys can get out of here and go out there and lead generate and get yourself prepared. What's some ahas you took away from today that you think you'll put into action?
Adapt.
What was that?
Adapt.
Adapt.
Taking more notice of the data.
Take more notes. Take more notice of what's going on. Truly being the economist of choice.
Strategize.
Strategy. I like that.
Study the market.
Study the market.
Come up with systems.
So what's an action plan we could do today?
Lead generate.
Learn.
This is generic. Keep learning, right? Those are generic. But remember, if we take a lot from these classes, there's a lot that goes on. We can go back and read these things. But if what you can do is take one actionable step, it'll be worth it. One actionable step.
Yeah, that's
What was that?
Use your website more.
Use your website more. Use a website, even if it's not our website. Use a website. Guys, you have the ability to search. Create some awesome searches that some people might be interested in. Find your niche that you like. I struggled to find a niche. I had no idea. And then I was like, every time someone asked me, like, oh, you know, looking for a pool on the web, like, everyone wanted the same thing. I'm like, well, maybe that's my niche. Oh, it worked. I got a lot of leads that way. In fact, the second deal I ever closed was from that. What else? Someone share what they're going to do as they leave here.
Go to the website and put all the numbers.
Hey, go to the website.
Somebody's getting killed.
Yeah, Bar, your best friend.
Go learn the numbers. You're going to learn the numbers. Who else is going to do an action step today?
Affirmations, post affirmations somewhere.
Affirmations. Like it. Get your head right in the morning. Everything else falls into place. Are you guys going to come back tomorrow?
Scream myself in the mirror.
Scream yourself in the mirror. Be Tom Paul. Well, if you guys lined up, you heard them all saying their affirmations when we were waiting to come into the classroom as they were finishing up for their day, right? They were screaming their affirmations. They were doing it. It works. All right, guys, thank you. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if I'm doing it or George, but I'll be doing most of them. George will be helping out doing a few of them. And please come back. Bring a friend. We'll post what the sections will be on. But this is taken directly from the Shift book. So all these actions are coming from the Shift book. If you want to learn more, grab Shift and read it. And I will see you guys tomorrow, if not later today. Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I got 15 minutes to be away.
Thank you.